Good morning, Melissa here. And we're standing on a great historical landmark of the United States history. We're at Fort Bridger, Wyoming, which is a reconstructed fort, but most of the buildings here are original. Fort Bridger is actually located in the southwest corner of Wyoming, about 30 miles east of Evanston. This place is huge, and I'll show you in a minute. But this served for a very long time as a meeting place, long before it started as a fort, and then it was a fort for quite a number of years too. It started out with Jim Bridger and a bunch of trappers that would meet here, we call it a rendezvous, to get supplies, trade, and sell all the fur pelts and such that they had collected over the past winter or summer. And then about 1840 there became the first trading post that Jim Bridger set up, because he saw how there were people coming west and that they needed a place to resupply. So he set up a trading post and started selling it to not just the trappers and such, but he started selling to all the immigrants coming through here, and later on the pioneers who were homesteading here. And then in like the 1860s, this became a major military fort, and that lasted until the 1890s. After the 1890s, it became a ranch and a hotel and a stopping point for travelers headed between the East Coast and the West Coast. And later on, the Lincoln Highway, which we now know as US 30, came through here, and it became a major stop for the travelers here as a place to camp or a hotel and to get general supplies. And in the 1960s, the interstate was built. So this place has been always on a heavy travel route. So let me show you around here real quick. We'll start with the oldest first. Those white buildings in the distance are not actually the oldest, but they sit on the foundations of Jim Bridger's first trading post, and then later on, a newer trading post on top of it. There's a recreation of the fort over to the right, way past this field, and through this little bit of woods. And they do demonstrations of various crafts and things that the mountain men. Swinging around, that trading post was replaced by this trading post. And this lasted through, I believe, the 1880s. It had a general store and everything else attached to it. Pony Express came through here. There's a station behind here. There's a freight wagon attached to this trading post, and those are the general stables. It's swinging around. Archaeology continues to this day. This site is owned by the state of Wyoming, and right now they're reconstructing a well here. Can't really see it that well, but this first building, plus this very large field in the background, which measures about 200 yards by 50 yards, is the parade ground of the military fort. And along here, this house and the other houses behind it were the officers' quarters. Beyond it, which you cannot see, were the ranch houses of the late 1890s to 1930s and a little bit later. And then finally, past this parking lot, You have one of the more recent adaptations and reconstructions of the 1930s to 1950s travel hotel with camping cabins, with some other exhibits. You know, for some of us who are older, it doesn't seem that long ago, but 1930 is almost 100 years ago, and we need to document it because it was a whole different way of traveling back then. Anyways, I need to wrap this up. Alright, we're to continue on the Oregon Trail. We're heading into Idaho from here. We have some really dusty back dirt roads.